Hey everyone, I'm Cara Jane with Ice Cream for Buttercream, and today we are making banana bread. So there are tons of banana bread recipes out there, but today I just want to share with you how I like to make mine. And I want to give you a couple of things to note here. First, you want to try to use super ripe bananas. You don't want them rotten, of course, but you want to use the bananas that are already beginning to turn brown. They're going to give you the most flavor. I'm also using a bit of brown sugar in this recipe. Make sure that when you measure your brown sugar that you're going to pack it into your measuring cup. And you can use light brown sugar or dark brown sugar. It doesn't really matter, but I use light brown sugar. This recipe also calls for melted butter. You want to do this early on in the process so that when you add the melted butter into your other batter, it's not going to be super hot. And as always, I'm going to put the link to the recipe down in the description below. All right, let's get to baking.
All right, first you want to add a 1/3 cup of milk, and it's just regular milk. And you're going to add in a teaspoon of vinegar or lemon juice and mix it, and you want to set it aside while you work on the other parts of the batter. Now you're going to melt unsalted butter, and it's just 1/4 cup, which is 1/2 stick of butter. And then you just want to set that aside. And you're going to use 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then you're just going to whisk it really well. And you kind of want to make a little well in the middle. Set it aside. Now you're going to mash up 3 bananas, which is about 1 cup of mashed bananas. And I just like to use one of these little things that you use to kind of brown up hamburger meat. I don't know what it's called, but you can find them at the dollar store. All right, so add your mashed bananas to another mixing bowl. And then you're going to add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And then 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And then you're going to add in your melted butter and make sure it's not super hot at this point. Then add in your milk mixture, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then 2 eggs. You're just going to whisk everything up really, really well. Try to get it as smooth as you can. There's still going to be a bit of banana chunks in there, but that's okay. Now just add the liquid mixture to the dry mixture. And I just used a wooden spoon at first to mix it up, and then I switched to rubber spatula so that I could get everything really mixed in there well. And it's okay if it's a little bit chunky. So pour it into a greased loaf pan. I use a 9 or an 8-inch loaf pan. Both of those are fine. And you're going to bake this at 325 degrees for a little over an hour, maybe an hour and 5 minutes for the dark coated pans. If you're using a light pan and it's not coated, or you're using one of the disposable aluminum foil pans, you're going to want to bake it for a little bit longer. You're just going to want to watch it. Cool it in the pan for about 15 minutes and then take it out of the pan and let it cool on the rack for the rest of the time. It's really great if you can just wait a day before you eat this. It gives the flavors enough chance to kind of intensify. That's it. That's how you make my version of banana bread. Feel free to add in chopped nuts if you'd like, or some mini chocolate chips. That's really good. Feel free to just make it your own. All right, enjoy.